listening to the What the Wrestling Podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Oh, you already know what time it is.
Perfect.
We back, baby. We back. We got our screen fixed. Shout out my wife. We got a brand new goddamn monitor. I'm not looking at cracked screens anymore. Let's hit the dot Marco for my wife one time. I love surprises. She's the bestest. And I mean that. But we are back. And as always, we are back with more wrestling. AEW. We had a, dare I say, a middle of the road show for AEW, which is very, very rare. But these things do happen, and there's a lot going on. TK got a whole bunch of shows coming up. If you're in Chicago, you probably don't even want to hear about this shit because way too many shows going on in Chicago. I'm worried about fatigue over there, for real, but they got to figure this out. First things first, though. Hit the goddamn like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. What the Wrestling, as always. Follow me. What the Wrestling. Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Also, Instagram. Follow me there. About to be posting some more stuff. I'm about to be a little bit more active, so look out for that. RJD199 on the Twitter and RJDTV2 on Twitch. RJDTV for all you gamers out there. Looking forward to playing Fight Forever. Heard it was really fun, and I am looking forward to the throwback old school feel of Fight Forever. So with that being said, let us not waste any more time. Let's go. New look, and we here. What's good, baby? Tis I, RJD here. Welcome to What the Wrestling. Yes, I know aesthetically we got some stuff all over the place, but don't worry, we will be working that out shortly. But look out. I know we got the weight stuff in the back, we can see everything, but it's all good because what we're gonna do, we're gonna hit this like this, and we're gonna come. Oh no zoom in. Normally this thing zooms in. I had that all perfectly planned out. It's all good. We are back. No zoom in effect, but we have lots of lights. So we're gonna light this thing up and talk about some AEW. So AEW Dynamite. Excuse me. AEW Dynamite coming to you live. And the Canadian tour continues all the way from Hamilton, Ontario's first Ontario Center. We started this thing off with Mr. Moxley and Tomohiro Ishii. Let's just say this was a banger after a banger. We're gonna hit the Don DeMarco for John Moxley and Tomohiro Ishii. Let's just say they just beat the holy shit out of each other, which is what they attempted to do. You chop, I chop. You chop, I chop. You kick, I kick. You hit, I hit. This is what this was. If you like Tomohiro Ishii, if you like John Moxley, you know how an Ishii match is gonna go. They're just gonna beat the hell out of each other and may the best man wins. The end was really good. Tomohiro Ishii, he actually ends up hitting his own paradigm shift. He hits a paradigm shift, comes off the ropes with a lariat, but there's a kick out by Mox. He followed it up with a standing lariat, another kick out. Mox is covered in blood. Ishii is covered in blood. Gets another near fall. Ishii, did he hit him? No, he didn't hit him with the he sidesteps the blackout, but the second one connects, and then there's a Death Rider, and that is all she wrote. Tomohiro Ishii wins the match. After the match, Well, during the match, we did have Eddie Kingston down there to make sure everything was right. But after the match, you see Moxley, blood forehead kissing, like, and much respect to Ishii. We love Ishii, man. The Stone Pitbull is a goddamn beast. I love New Japan. I love watching him. Loved watching him and Tetsuya Naito and Okada. I'm just now seeing Shibata because when I started watching it, Shibata had gotten hurt and he almost died, so I'm glad he's okay. But good to see him back wrestling too. Don DeMarco for him. But this was good. After the match, Mox gave the cold shoulders to Eddie Kingston on his way out. Then we have Renee Parkette in the loaning dock with Adam Cole. MJF pulls up and says, listen, he congratulates Adam Cole on getting sick to avoid Forbidden Door. Says Forbidden Door is just a bunch of indie guys. I think he made an indie joke in there. But he says they should be running mates together. They should be rolling out together. And here we go. Later on in the night, he did display this shirt. Better than you, baby. Shout out to that shirt. He said that shirt is up right now on AEWshop.com. And literally the shirt was up right now on AEWshop.com. That shirt's gonna sell out a lot. It's a dope shirt. I like the shirt. So I pretty much figured that shirt's gonna sell a lot of merch. After that, later on in the night, Adam Cole was talking to Roderick Strong. And MJF walks up to him and says, hey, generic white guy. And Roddy was about to chop his life off right there.
Stop it.
MJF is an asshole. After that, he says, listen, you know you can't trust this guy. MJF wants to go hit the town. He says, woo, let's go hit the town. And they get the hell out of there. More storyline coming next week. Cool. Nothing wrong with that. Then we have Renee Parkette interviews Jon Moxley. She gets in his ass about Eddie Kingston, and then Eddie rolls up to argue with John. And then he says he has his back, but Claudio's a scumbag. Mox asks who cares about some Shakira bullshit. Kingston says he cares. Renee pulls them apart and jabs Eddie in the chest with the finger and tells him to fix it because she's done. What I really liked about this is Renee Parkette. Listen, the more Renee Parkette, the better. Renee Parkette, obviously, unless you've been living under a rock, is Jon Moxley's wife, and Eddie is Jon Moxley's one of his very closest friends. So to add another layer to this, they definitely added Renee in it, pointing him in the chest, telling him to fix it, just like what somebody's wife would do to somebody's best friend. The little dose of realism here is awesome. I love it. Shout out to everybody involved. Then we had a very weird match. We had Vikingo, Keith Lee, and Orange Cassidy versus the JAS, Angelo Parker, Daniel Garcia, and Daddy Magic. This was weird because these six guys have nothing to do with each other. This match looked like it was just thrown together. We had a botch spot where Vikingo was supposed to do a somersault over the ring. Keith Lee was supposed to catch him and then wrecking ball him against other people, but Keith Lee somebody had to be out of position, it looked like. So Keith Lee kind of took the punch, or took the kick, so to say. Kind of saved Vikingo from crashing and burning for real. And then they kind of played it off where he picked him up. He acted like he was going to powerbomb him on the floor. He didn't. He wrecking balled him, and he kind of saved the spot. Shout out to Keith Lee for saving his fellow man. Oh, wrong button. Shout out to Keith Lee. But at the end of the day, this match was kind of thrown together. Orange Cassidy and Keith Lee have nothing to do with each other. On Rampage, they said, who you want to fight against the JAS? He said him. Keith Lee walked by, he said sure, and then Vikingo was on his phone and he said him too. Vikingo just said okay, cool. So it was just kind of thrown together. It was what it was, but we love Vikingo. He's an absolute savage in there. There was a cool spot with Daniel Garcia, doing his dance on Keith Lee's back, and then Keith Lee beat the hell out of him. Good to see Keith Lee on TV. He needs to be on TV more.
Get the fuck out of here!
Why is he not on TV more?
Stop it. Get some help.
And like I said, 2.0, very underutilized, but always a good time. Vikingo, Keith Lee, and Orange Cassidy get the win with the Big Bang Catastrophe by Keith Lee. The Young Bucks cut a promo saying they had an open challenge versus any 3 people. Here come the Dark Order, and they says, listen, we'll take that. And then Hangman says, no, we'll make it a 12-man tag. Those things are kind of clunky, but we can work it out. And then Evil Uno comes up and says, no, you've been treating us like dirt. We were your friends. We were your friends at your lowest. Now we're not friends anymore. We're going to accept that open challenge. And he says, bye, friend. And he pushes him. And that's all that was to it. We had Renee Parkette interviewing Jericho and Sammy. The Painmaker is here. And they're going to win later on tonight. Okay, cool. Cool with that. Then we had the Dark Order versus the Young Bucks. Very, very fun match. Adam Page will not... The story of this match is Adam Page will not beat up on the Dark Order. He just won't do it. And you know what? I get it. Adam Page multiple times was just like,
fuck this shit, I'm out.
Can't do it. Not gonna beat up on my friends. And he was very, very conflicted. The end came where he was looking for the buckshot. The Young Bucks encouraged him to take the shot, take out Reynolds and Uno with dives, but Silva is ready. Frankensteiner, 2 count, not enough. There was a backslide into the knees and kicks. Page gets under him, hits the Deadeye, wrist clutched, BTE trigger. Hangman is in position, and he, holy hell, decapitates John Silver with a buckshot lariat.
Bruh.
That's all she wrote. Young Bucks get the win after the match. The BCC come down with Konosuke Takeshita and Don Callis. They attack the Young Bucks, stack Hangman in the head with the damn screwdriver again. Eddie Kingston come down, tries to make the save, but Wheeler Yuta puts him in a cross arm bar. Claudio opens up a chair and literally sits on top of him, which was hilarious. And then Moxley issues the challenge, Blood and Guts, July 19th in Boston. Look out for that. That's going to be awesome.
I said, give me a hell yeah.
So if you're in Boston, enjoy that. That's going to be awesome. I'll be watching from my couch. Love this thing with the Young Bucks and the Dark Order. The Dark Order just literally sat there and watched them get their ass kicked. I love this. Listen, a lot has happened with the Dark Order and these guys, and I am ready for the Dark Order to be taken more serious. It seems like they've played the back for a little while now, and now they can actually move forward to something more meaningful. So shout out to them. They do need a new leader though, and they do need another mouthpiece. Brody Lee, rest in peace, was so perfect for that group. I don't know who they would get, but we gotta see the Dark Order making some moves real soon. Build them up. They've been broken down. Let's build them on up. Next, we had the MJF stuff, and then we had Jungle Boy, Jack Perry. He made his entrance in Shades. Everybody was singing his own theme song. He says, cut the F in music. You will never hear it again. So it's over for Tarzan Boy. See you later with that. He gets in the ring. He says it's the crowd's fault. He says everybody has to sit here with the wildfires. He gets to get back in his limo, back on his jet. And he says he's still banging the hottest bitch in AEW. Shout out to him.
How dare you?
Shout out to him. He says he's still cashing checks, still smashing the hottest bitch in the place. He says everything that he's done is give this place he's been robbed. Not 1, but 2 world championships. And somehow it's all Hook's fault. So he calls Hook a fraud. He said he never needed Hook, and Jungle Hook wasn't worth anything. And then whether the FTW title is recognized or not, he knows that Hook, what that means to Hook and his family, and he's going to take that from Hook. So what I would say is, good promo. He feels more comfortable, but to me, now this is just my opinion, it still was a little forced. I don't know if he's that asshole. See, when MJF talks, he sounds like an asshole. He might actually be an asshole. When Jericho talks, good or bad, he sounds fluid. When Miro talks, I have denounced my God and my wife. They are both pagans and I will not trust any of them. He sounds fluid. He sounds like a brood, but he sounds real broody. But he sounds fluid. Jungle Boy doesn't sound fluid yet. He sounds like he's still trying to find himself. But listen, it's the first promo that he is turning heel. So we're not going to get mad at this guy. We're going to say he's going to get better. I like the shades. I like the asshole look. But he's going to have to find out real soon some good music. He's going to need some good music. And he's going to have to make those promos feel more natural. I don't know if he's naturally an asshole, but it doesn't seem like he is. But he'll figure it out. He'll get it. No big deal. It's all good. Sammy comes out for the cue cards before we go to break. We have Alexa Nicole versus Ruby Soho. This is a squash. Ruby Soho wins by submission with the lockjaw. Ruby Soho basically tells Britt, you barely beat me before, and now I'm going to beat you because you used to run this place. Now you're barely even here. She says Breaker beat her barely in the finals on her best day, and since then she's going to take away everything that means anything to her, and next she's going to take away the opportunity from the Owen Hart Cup again. So then we got a recap of Anthony Bowens, I think on Rampage with QTV. So that was cool, very funny. Then we had Darby Allin and Sting versus Les Sex Gods, the Painmaker and Sammy Guevara. Jesus Christ, let's just get this out the way. Sting, man. Sting, man.
How dare you?
I hate to do it. I hate to do it, man, but it's like when Sting tried to bring out his inner Jeff Hardy, and Sting's been jumping off of shit for like the last 2 years. He has no problem just jumping off of shit. And that's fine. That's fine. We love that. But actually, why is my camera so far back? There we go. All right. Sting is just like, when he jumps, right? And he's in midair and everybody realizes he's too far. It's like, what the holy hell?
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Big time, because man, did he crash and burn, and word on the street is that he lost a tooth. Prayers up for Sting. But, bruh, that had to suck for real. Sting is just jumping off of stuff. Sting is just jumping off of shit, man. And I don't know if Jericho was upset about the way that match ended, so he was like, nah, F that, we gotta run it back. And it very well may have been like that. But this was okay. It was a damn car train wreck. This was all over the place. Darby killing himself, everybody bleeding. So the end came when Darby 2 stomps to Jericho through the damn skateboard. 2 count, not enough. Jericho plays hardcore with the ladder and puts Darby, lets Allin put him face to face, face first into the end of the ladder. Springboard. Chris blasts him with his own skateboard. Judas Effect connects, but Darby falls out of the ring. Sting gets back in the ring. Inverted face lock. Jericho reverses into the walls. Sting crawls, grabs the bat from under the ropes, hits Jericho in the head. Stinger splash in the ropes. Secondary try, but he hits the code breaker. There's a lot of blood all over the place. He goes for the Judas Effect, but Sting ducks it, hits the Scorpion Death Drop. Goes for the 2 count, but he sets him up and he gets the pin. Well, gets the submission win by the Scorpion Death Lock. This was a great train wreck.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
And I don't know about Sting, man. Listen, if this is Sting's last year and he is going to retire, goddamn, man. Sting is 65 years old, still jumping off the tables like he's Jeff Hardy. And maybe Jeff Hardy shouldn't be jumping off the tables anymore either. I don't know, man. Just respect to him. I hope he's okay, because that looked like it sucked for real. But this Dynamite was middle of the road. It wasn't too crazy. Nothing really major happened. It just was what it was, and that is okay. We got right out of Forbidden Door, and then I think you got All In and All Out. You got the big Wembley show, and then you got a show right after that in Chicago. So how do you build to one show, and then you have to build to the other show, but you got to build to one show first? This is going to be a mess. I don't know what they're doing going back to Chicago so many times. They got to get some other venues or something, because you can't keep running Chicago every time you have a major event. Shit, go back to Florida. Go back to Daly's Place. Not Daly's Place, but somewhere. Go down there. Something. Figure it out. But they got a lot going on in AEW. They got a lot going on in the upcoming months. So I don't know what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. But what I do know is they're in Chicago a lot. And I wonder how that's going to affect sales, ticket sales and all of that, when you keep running the same venue over and over and over. They're going to be all Chicago'd out pretty soon. So we'll see what happens. Other than that, that is all I got for you guys tonight. It is still Thursday, so look out for that. This is going up right now. Check out my shorts, What the Wrestling, RJDTV, all of the above. Everybody be safe. Catch you guys tomorrow. You already know, Smacketh of the Down. Go home show for Money in the Bank. We'll see what's up. As for me, I'm out. Peace.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?